Good afternoon, my fantasticos. I couldn't help it. I had to do it. Okay, so we didn't have time for rock and read during our language arts hour. So you're actually going to listen to this instead of doing dear today. We're on chapter 30, and hopefully you remember the title is Miserable King. Here we go. 2 days later, a lady named Miss Kessler pulls me out of class early in the day to give me some tests. Mr. Daniel's right. They are more like puzzles and games than those awful bubble tests we do, where I just fill in circles without even reading the questions. I hope you don't do that. She's really nice, like Mr. Daniels. After school, Mr. Daniels is setting up a chessboard and pieces in the reading room, on the reading table. I walk over and he looks up. Just a second, I need to make this bigger. Whoa, not that big. Okay, so sorry. Here we go. So did your mom tell you that I called? Yeah. She didn't say much though. She usually has a lot to say about everything. He laughs. Moms usually do. He motions towards the chair. Have a seat. I pull out the chair, wondering what this is all about. Okay. Loosening his tie, like we are going to do some serious work. Chess is a game about planning. It isn't like other games where you just capture a powerful piece. He points to a piece with a cross on top. This is the king. The object of the game is to trap your opponent's king, but not actually capture it. When you put your piece in a place where it could take the other king, it's called check. When you give the other king absolutely nowhere to go, it's called checkmate. That's how you win. Normally, I would be nervous and my mind would go blank. Why are you there? And my mind would go blank. Sorry, I can't see what I'm reading. But he just has this relaxing way. His voice makes me calm. Maybe because I know he will never say anything mean. He won't call me lazy or dumb. And I know he doesn't think it either. Got that so far? I nod. So then, are you going to capture my king? I hesitate. Did I mess up already? Didn't you say that you don't actually capture it, that you just make it miserable? He laughs. Yes, I did. Good, Allie. Good listening. So he goes through the rest of the pieces. The queen is the most powerful, and she can travel in a straight line in any direction. There are 8 pawns that, when you band them together, can be strong. Most players take them for granted. He tells me that's a mistake. The rooks, they look like a castle, and they travel in forward, backward, and side-to-side lines across the whole board. The bishops travel diagonally in straight lines, and the knight can jump in an L. The king, he can only move one spot in any direction. It stinks to be the one with the target on your back and be the one who can't go anywhere. He has made up a sheet with pictures of the pieces and arrows to show how they move. He says it's in case I need to remember. I turn it over, looking him square in the eye, and I say, I don't need that. He smiles a little, but he never takes his eyes off of me as he reaches down and moves one of his pawns. Good, then. When I start to make some dumb moves, he says, Are you sure you want to do that? The first game ends really fast, but on the second game, I capture his queen, the most powerful piece on the board. I stand up so fast, my knees push my chair back and it falls over. I want to ask if he let me do that, but I'm afraid of his answer. He holds up his hand to high-five me. Well done, Al. It is so weird. I don't have trouble with this game. I really like it. I like planning what I will do to trap his pieces. He shows me how you can work it so you put your piece in a place where it can choose between taking 2 different pieces. Then your opponent has to choose which one they want to let go. our next chapter of the day. Oh no, I still have a paragraph left. So sorry. That's called a fork when you can take out two different things. I love the look on his face when I manage one of those and I take his bishop. Like it hurts a little, but he likes it too. The longer we play, the better I can see it in my head. I can see what the board will look like a couple moves from the move I'm making now. I learn to predict what he might do in reaction to my moves. I see a mind movie where chess pieces are coming to life and they can travel around on the board all day by themselves and they are happy that they don't have to just stand there and wait for somebody to pick them up and move. I know how relieved they are being able to do something for themselves. Chapter 31, Lots of Ways Home. So did your mom tell you that we talked? He asks. Yeah. I take a long breath, noticing that I can feel my own heart beating. I have to talk to you about something. This doesn't sound good. I need your help. You need my help? Yes, I do. You know how Miss Kessler gave you those tests? Yeah? Well, it appears you do have dyslexia, which, like I said, makes learning to read difficult. But it doesn't mean you're not bright. In fact, he's half smiling like Travis does. You are very bright, Allie. The tests also show that you are quite bright. I shift in my seat. But you will need help with learning to read better. And we're going to get that for you. Thing is, it might take a little time. Sometimes the paperwork and the meetings around that take a while. Okay. You know how I said we can't play chess on Tuesday or Thursday? Well, that's because I'm taking classes to get a degree in special education. One moment, I'm trying to turn my page. Oops. Basically, it's a degree to help me help kids like you, kids who are smart but have learning differences. Smart? Learning differences? So I spoke with Mrs. Silver and Miss Kessler. He leans forward. And your mom, of course. And we were thinking that I could help you after school a couple of times a week until we can get you into formal services here at school. I open my mouth, but he holds up his hand. I know. Staying after school with me will be torture, but it would really help me out with the projects I have going on for my degree. You'd be doing me a huge favor, Al, and I'd be grateful. So, I swallow hard. I'm not dumb. I know I'm not doing him a favor as much as he's doing me a favor. And I can't believe or imagine what I've done to deserve his help like this. Stay after school? I would sleep at school if it would help me learn to read. I nod. We shake on it. He looks kind of dopey and happy. I shift in my seat. But can I ask you a question? Sure. What are learning differences? Oh, okay. When you ride your bike home, is there more than one way to go? Well, yeah, I thought so. Well, just like there are different ways for you to ride your bike home, there are different ways for information to reach your brain. You have 5 senses, right? Taste, smell, sight, hearing, and touch. I nod. So what if an alien landed in a spaceship and you had to explain what the word frozen means without using the sense of touch? What if you had to use just words? I think that would be hard, don't you? Yeah, it would. I think you would have some trouble learning words with just your eyes. We are going to incorporate more of your other senses to practice letters and sounds. And I want you to relax about it. We're going to have fun. I won't give homework on this. There won't be any tests that you have to study for or anything like that. Okay? I nod again. Have you liked playing chess, Allie? I nod, hoping we can play today. You know, I had a feeling you would be good at it. I think your mind learns in pictures, and it helps you be a really good chess player. We've played several times now, and you have learned it fast and improved a lot without much time. Also, thinking in pictures. He leans forward. It's one of the reasons you are such a good artist. Okay, I say, thinking this all sounds good so far. The only thing that worries me is that it won't work. I still won't be able to read. Good then. We're going to practice writing letters, but we're not using paper and pencil. He pulls out a huge metal sheet and a can of shaving cream. We're going to use this, and by writing in shaving cream, you'll use sight and touch, and you'll write large enough to use your whole arm, just more ways for the signals to get delivered to your amazing brain. I smile. Now, fill that giant sheet with foam and let's get it started. As I draw my finger through the gooey cream, I think about the word, learning differences. And I'm filled with fear, but I'm also filled with happiness and questions. But I'm mostly filled with, guesses? Hope. Today's final chapter, Screen Time. Now, based on that title, I'm thinking this is going to be about television or video games. Maybe it's video games. My day it was television, but in your day, my guess is it's video games because y'all are all about your video games. Oops, just a second. Here we go. The day has been pretty good, and it just keeps coming. When I get outside, Mom and Travis are waiting for me in the car. We're going to head over to my friend's house to use their computer to Skype with your dad. We're all missing him so much. I thought it would be good to talk to him. The screen flickers at first, but then there he is in his tan fatigues. Daddy! I wasn't able to hold it in, and I sound like a little kid. Allie Bug, you're big. How are you, sweetheart? I'm good, Daddy. How are you? I'm good, but homesick. I sure miss you guys. I think how there's a word for him missing home, but not a word for us missing him. He holds up some of my pictures. I love the pictures you sent me. I hang them around my bunk and the other guys are jealous. He winks. I can tell that Mom wants to cry, but she doesn't. She says that being a soldier's wife means being strong. She doesn't want him to know how hard it is without him here. He has enough to worry about over there. Sometimes I wish she would tell him. I sometimes wonder if he would come home if he knew how hard it was. Good, Daddy, I miss you so much. I miss you too, honey. You know I do. How are things? Silver dollar days or wooden nickels? Some of each, I think. But I'm getting more silver dollar days lately. My teacher, he is so cool. He is, and I find I can't explain it. He's great. That is terrific, sweetheart. I have two friends, Keisha and Albert. Keisha likes to bake, and she is so brave. You would like her, Daddy. And Albert, he's like a computer. He's so smart. He's a little nuts, though. And he's been telling us how he loves all these standardized testing, and he actually thinks it's fun to take the test. Fun? Testing? He sounds like a different kind of guy, all right. He is. And then there's this girl, Shay, at school who is not very nice to me. I feel rushed, like I have to get everything out really fast that's been happening since he's been gone. Well, you'll always run into people like that, hon. You can hold your own. I bet you can. Mom pats me on the back. Have to give Travis some time, honey. Okay. I watch a movie of myself being strong and saying goodbye and not crying. But I want to be able to step through that screen and wrap my arms around my daddy. It feels like a part of us is missing, and we won't be whole again until Daddy comes home. Hey, remember, Allie Bag, I love you. There ain't anything in the world I love more than you, your brother, and your mama. I nod. Travis sits down next. Hey, son, how are the big plans coming? Not so great. What's going on? Nothing. Come on, maybe I can help. Travis glances at me and Mom. Well, this new manager came in at the garage, and the old guy used to let me do my thing, you know. But this one hangs over me all the time. He's always asking me to follow the specs in the manuals. And if I do something, he wants to know what page I looked it up on. And I know how to work on different cars. I don't need to look it up in a book. Okay, now if we were in class, I'd say, why is this frustrating, Tim? And we've really figured out that Travis has the same issues that Allie does. My dad takes a long, slow breath. Well, that sounds rough, son. Have you tried talking to the guy or having him talk to the old boss? The old boss is out with back surgery for a while. This new guy, he just doesn't get me. His voice, it cracks. My father, he leans forward and he's resting his elbows on his knees. And now he looks like he wants to crawl through the screen. You'll get there, son. I know you will. This is temporary. Just try to work hard. Learn everything you can from him. Travis nods, but he looks at the floor, and I hear him mumble, there's some things I just can't learn. I'm proud of you, Trav. You know that. I'm sorry I'm not there with you. Yeah, I love you, Dad. He finally looks at the screen. Love you too, son. Hang in there. It'll get better. Travis nods, but I can tell he isn't buying it. He stands. Come on, Kurt, let's give Mom and Dad some alone time. Why? He pulls me over. So they can talk mushy love stuff in private. That's why. We sit down at the kitchen table and Mom's friends gives us sodas. Travis cracks open his and takes a deep breath. What? I'm so frustrated, Al. There's just so much I want to do, but I want to help him. Maybe we could head out to some junkyards like we used to and see if we can find something worth fixing up. Maybe. I'd love to find another Coke machine or something in someone's barn, buy it cheap and fix it up on my own. You know, I can turn almost anything around for some good money. The words are the same, but they are heavy. There's no wiggling fingers or talking of being a genius. And my big brother, he looks serious. I know you'll find Nickerson Restoration someday, Travis. And it'll be part mine because of the name, right? He turns back and he laughs. But it isn't a real laugh. He spends the rest of the time looking out the window. And I rack my brain trying to figure out what I can do. Mom calls us back to say goodbye. Dad puts his hand on the screen. All three of us put our hand on the screen. Just as he flickers away, Mom leans over and leaves a lipstick kiss on the glass. Then she rests her forehead there, and she stays for a while. Okay, tomorrow's chapter. Possibilities. Maybe because the tutoring is giving her new possibilities. Maybe because Travis figures out some possibilities in the garage. I don't know. We'll have to find out tomorrow in Rock and Read.